Hey guys, ever since we started putting videos on YouTube, people have been asking us to send them stuff from Japan. You know, there's always messages coming almost every day from people saying, if I send you some money, would you send me a whatever? You know, all sorts of stuff. So we sort of didn't really want to get into that, but then when we started to renovate the old farmhouse, people started to see all the stuff that was there and asked us again. Lots of people asked us to put stuff on eBay, which made a lot of sense because, you know, in Japan a lot of that stuff would probably just get thrown away otherwise. So rather than throw it away, sending it to people who'd appreciate it sort of made a lot of sense. So we started doing it, but we did say at the time, okay, we're going to start doing this, we're going to start putting stuff on eBay, providing it doesn't become a drama, providing it doesn't become a hassle. And of course, those of you who watch all our videos know that it soon became a big hassle because of eBay. So I know that the people, you know, 10 people have bought stuff so far and they've all been very happy with it, and it felt pretty good. It hasn't been terribly worthwhile money-wise for us because it takes so much time to package the stuff and take it to the post office and all the rest of it, so it hasn't been real worthwhile, but it has felt good to see the stuff that, you know, Japanese people probably don't want so much, but, you know, to know that it's appreciated by other people around the world has been really good. However, as you're about to hear, the eBay situation is just ridiculous and it's just become impossible basically. We did say if it became too much hassle we'd stop. Well, it's sort of gone beyond too much hassle and we've got no real choice anymore. So anyway, have a listen to this.
How can I help you and what seems to be your concern?
I'd like to speak to a supervisor in your trust and safety department, please.
Alrighty, so what seems to be happening? What is your, you know...
I was speaking to somebody in the trust and safety department. I was very unsatisfied with their service and I asked to be put through to a supervisor. He put me on hold for 20 minutes and then disconnected my call. So I'd like to speak to a supervisor, please.
Alright, I'm sorry for what happened, you know, previously, but I will go ahead and connect you over to our trust and safety team so you're okay to speak to a supervisor to that department.
Thank you.
Okay? So you're welcome. Stay on the line. This will be quick and fast. I'll just make some notes in your account.
Is that the trust and safety department?
Yes, this is.
May I speak to a supervisor, please?
May I ask, you want to speak to my supervisor?
Well, the last person I spoke to there, I was very dissatisfied with the service I received, so I asked to speak to a supervisor. I was put on hold for about 15 or 20 minutes and then my call was disconnected. So I'd like to speak to a supervisor, please, because I have 2 questions to ask them.
Okay, and you know what, I really just saying, hey, the situation that you're having with, but you don't have to worry. I can escalate this to previous customer specialists that you're speaking to, and I can approach that to my supervisor so they can give a proper coaching with regarding to this one.
Okay.
Okay, but can you also tell me what's really going on to your account?
Well, I'd like to know. I've sold 10 things in the last 3 or 4 months, and I've received 100% positive feedback from the buyers. Everything's been fine, and then Ryan in there has told me that he's permanently stopped me selling stuff through eBay because our account is dormant, which is a bit of a mystery that the account could be called dormant when we've sold 10 things and we've got 10 satisfied buyers that have all received the articles and are all happy. How can the account be dormant? It's not dormant, is it? eBay's actually been taking our commissions from us. We've been paying eBay money for the sales, which doesn't sound like a dormant account either, does it? So we just want to know what the real reason is that we can't use our account. Is it because we're in Japan, or is it because the account's dormant? And this exactly the same situation happened. If you go back into the history there, you'll see that the exact same situation happened to us 2 or 3 months ago. Our account was closed for a couple of months. We had to make phone calls. People asked us to send them faxes in eBay. We did that. One lady in eBay asked me to email our bank details and some other stuff to them. We did that. My driver's license details, we did that. I did absolutely everything they wanted us to do. People kept promising they'd email us, they didn't. People kept promising they'd phone us, they didn't. Finally, I got one guy in there who was helpful. He said to me he could not see any reason why our account had been stopped. He said he apologised. He said obviously there'd been a mess up in somewhere in the system, and he fixed it. He fixed it in about 2 minutes. He went in there, he cleared the account, and he fixed it. Some helpful guy in the Trust and Safety Department, and he solved it in about 2 or 3 minutes. But it took eBay company 2 or 3 months. We finally solved it. We sold a few more things, no problems, 100% happy buyers, and now we're back where we started again.
Yeah, so because if you will actually say it's a dormant account, supposedly there is no login, or you're unable to log into your account for a period of time. You did not list an item on eBay, or you did not bid any items on eBay.
Yeah, well,
But
can you see our sales history?
Uh-huh.
Can you see our sales history?
Let me just go ahead and check that for you.
Yeah, have a look at the sales history.
We're talking about your user ID to the Japan channel.
That's correct. And we had a lot of trouble. We tried in 2009. We opened the account. We tried to list some stuff. We had lots of trouble because of the PayPal thing and the Japanese accounts, and it was all too hard. We gave up, and our members kept asking us, please sell us some stuff on eBay. So we went through all the process again. It was really difficult to register a Japanese bank and to do all the other stuff. Finally got it up and running, and he shut us down. And then for 2 months we had to try and get it back up again. We finally got it back up again. We sold a few more things, and he shut us down again. So to find ourselves today back in the same position again that we were in 3 months ago is absolutely ridiculous. So as you can see, if you look through the computer history, you can see for yourself. It's ridiculous. The last guy, that one helpful guy that I found in the Trust and Safety Department, he looked back through the history, and he said it was ridiculous. He said that he couldn't believe it had happened. There was no reason for it to happen. He apologised, and he fixed it in about 2 minutes. But everyone else has been just a waste of time. Everybody's been polite except for Ryan. Everybody else has been polite and helpful, but nobody has been able to actually do anything. They keep promising they'll phone back, they're promising they'll email, they do everything else, and then nothing happens. It's really unprofessional. It's really bad.
Okay, I understand what you're pertaining to, and I know exactly what you feel right now. This is not contradicting. I'm just giving you the information that I'm seeing here from the history of your account. Because I believe that you registered to us last 2009, right?
Yep, I just told you that, and I told you what happened. I registered in 2009. It was too much hassle. I gave up. But in the last 4 or 5 months, has the account been dormant?
Well, you know what? I am not saying here that was last 4 to 5 months, because I can see here that after your registration last 2009, you just recently logged into your account recently this year, January of 2012.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And I told you why. It's because last time it was an absolute nuisance, and we finally got it going. But the last 4 or 5 months, we've sold 10 items. So how can you call it a dormant account when we've just sold 10 items and you've just taken commission from us? It's not dormant, is it?
Here's the thing. When our internal team evaluates your account, I believe that will be last 2010, they found here that you're unable now to access your account. If you can remember, you just logged into your account this year of January, and you recently sold an item last 4 months. So that will be January, right? So technically, this is still a dormant account, because last 2010, last 2011, you wasn't able to log into your account.
Okay.
But here is what I can do here, okay? Here's what I can do. Let me just go ahead and check your account. Let me see if I can escalate your situation. I know that you really want to use your account, and there's a lot of buyer wants to purchase items from you, and we really want to thank you for that as well, because you're making money, we're also making money from you. We understand that. But this is what I can do. Let me just go ahead and let me see if I can escalate your situation So at least our internal team will be override or remove this restriction that you're having with. It's indefinitely selling restriction. And I also checked your feedback here in my end, and recently you sold an item for about 10 items, I believe. Or you're in a goods transaction. So what I'll be doing is to just fully check your account and let me see what I can do to resolve your situation here. If you want also to take legal actions on this, from eBay, you can actually go ahead and...
I don't care that much, Rika. I really don't care. The only reason I was listing stuff on there is because people wanted stuff from Japan. To be honest, it's rarely worth my trip to the post office to send it to them, but I was trying to do it to keep them all happy. And I told them when I had all these hassles with you guys a couple of months ago, I told them all about it. And then they all encouraged me to keep trying, so I kept trying, got it through it all again. But when I list all this stuff that's happened over the last... When you look in your computer and you see all the stuff that you guys have put me through in the last 5 months, you can see how ridiculous it is.
If I'll be sending an appeal on our internal team, I will include all the information that you provided to me, that from the past few months, you sell items on eBay, you sold 10 items, all the information that will be helpful for the escalation or for the appeal process.
Well, it's got to carry more weight coming from you than it would be coming from me, right? Because the people that I emailed, people who asked me to email them, and the people, you know, even the lady that asked me to fax her, the lady said to me, fax your driver's license and fax your bank details and everything else. Even her, when I did that, she promised me when I did that she'd call me, and I sent all that stuff to her, and she never contacted me. You know, everybody that said to me that they'd contact me, everybody that said they'd email me or said they'd do something, they'd email me, they'd phone me, they'd do something, none of them have done it. None of them. They say to me, they'll phone me, you know, Ryan tonight telling me you put me through to the supervisor, left me on hold for 20 minutes and then disconnected me. It's ridiculous.
I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah, and so my feeling is, you've been really kind, Rika, but everyone's polite because they know that later their boss could listen to the recording, right? So everyone's polite, but then they don't do what they say they're going to do. And then I have to call back again, and I have to explain the whole situation again, and we're going around in a circle again. So you say to me, you'll lodge an appeal. I'm betting I never hear from eBay again. If you lodge an appeal on my behalf, when will I get a response and who will I get a response from?
If I'll be sending an appeal on your behalf, since I'll be asking you for your email address, they will get in touch with you, or our internal team will get back to you in your email address. Alright, so I am now in the process of sending an appeal.
Okay, so thank you for sending an appeal. Now, can I just ask you again, when do you think I can expect to hear from someone, and who do you think I will hear from in relation to the appeal?
That is from our internal team.
Okay.
And usually this process is within 40 to 72 hours.
Okay. So I don't...
So please bear with us.
Okay, so you will do that. I don't have to do anything else now. After this phone call terminates, I can just wait, and within the next 48 to 72 hours, I should get an email from somebody at eBay telling me whether or not the appeal was successful or not. Is that right?
That is right.
Okay.
You don't have to wait.
That's great.
Thank you so much for all the information that you provided to me, and I hope that the situation will be resolved as soon as possible.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Thank you, Rika.
Thank you so much also for your time, and I wish you have a good one in spite of the situation.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. So guys, how ridiculous is that? How ridiculous is that? Because the account wasn't used in 2010 or 2011, it's a dead account. The fact that we've sold 10 things over the last 5 months, and eBay have taken commission on all 10 of them, and you know, we've got 10 people who've all said they're very happy with the things they've bought. eBay the system still says the account's dormant, the account's not being used, so they've shut it down. And nobody in there has enough common sense or logic to think past being a robot and actually solve the problem. You know, you can see what it's like dealing with them. They're all so polite and absolutely useless. They all say the polite things, and you know, we're so grateful for your call and all the rest of that polite stuff, and you know, there's not one free-thinking, logical brain cell in there. So sorry guys, we tried hard. You can see we tried really hard to keep it going for you, but it's just impossible. So last time we gave up on eBay, you guys encouraged us to try again, and we did. And other people were suggesting other places that we can sell stuff through, but to be honest, it's not really what we're about, and we didn't really want to get into it. So it's sort of, you know, they've made it impossible. One guy, the guy that actually hung up on us, the guy that put us on hold for 20 minutes and then hung up on us, he actually said to me, "You'll always have problems with eBay if you're not in America." He actually said that. He said, "You're having problems because you're in Japan." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Oh, anybody who has an account who's not in America will have problems because of the way the system works." And then when I said to him, I said, let's let me get this right. You're actually saying that anybody who's outside America shouldn't really use eBay because they'll have problems. And he said, "Oh, yes, but, but," and I said, "So can I quote you on that?" "Oh, no, look, no, the real reason is because your account's dormant." So a little glimpse of reality, and he's the guy that then cut me off. So I think he went into a panic, because I then asked for his supervisor, and I think he went into a panic because he'd said something he wasn't supposed to. He went outside what's written in his script, and he panicked, I think. So, but anyway, look, it's just big companies, isn't it? You know, this is what they're like. You can't rely on them. So it's just what they're like. So guys, we tried. You can see we tried, but it's just too much hassle. So we've given up. So from now on, please, you know, please stop asking us to put stuff on eBay, because we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. We'll probably send stuff to our family and friends instead. If we've got to pay for the postage around the world, we'll just send it to our family and friends instead. So I'm really sorry guys, we tried, you know. More videos coming soon.